factor to help us win, then obviously I'm gonna go do it. So I'm excited to see where last week kind of took us, and then going into this week.
It seems there's an unprecedented number of people that have played in this game and actually might not have a long background in sort of dark history. Has that come up? Has it been something for the returners who have been here, like yourself and Jordan Clark and all that, to inform, make sure everyone knows that we're on the same page about that?
Yeah, I think Coach Dillingham's done a great job, kind of showing even the young guys, the guys that have been here, the history and what this game means to people. Obviously it's one of those things where, if you don't really know about it, you never really hear about it, you just never really did. So, coming in here and kind of getting to listen to all the seniors talk, like today we had Matus talked about it. I mean, this was going to be his 5th year or 6th year playing him. Obviously, sucks for him, obviously getting hurt. We praise up for him, and obviously he's young football, but he's just telling us how much it meant to him. And even for guys like us, I've been playing here. This is my 3rd year here now to play these guys, and I tell people like, hey, I didn't know who U of A really was until I got here, but then as soon as I got here, I knew how much it meant to people. So, I grew up with a Texas rivalry. I grew up with an OU Texas rivalry, so I know how much it means. But this one is really one of the probably the nastiest I've seen, even after OU Texas. So, it's just one of the, I'm serious. It's crazy how much people hate each other here. So, it's exciting to get in, but we're trying to teach these young guys like, hey, like we're gonna go in this game and you're gonna get cheap shot. You're gonna get crap talk to you. I almost said a bad word. You're gonna get crap talk to you. You're gonna, all this stuff's gonna happen. You're gonna try to face adversity, and you got to keep a level head. So, I think everyone's done a good job so far talking about it this week. Even having the scout team kind of hit at us a little bit, just talk a little bit crap and stuff. So, it's done a good job. But it's all about keeping a level head and just playing smart. But definitely everyone gets the risk of this rivalry at this point.
But if there's one game to win, it's this one, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of going in, obviously, when you lose a game like that, we did to Oregon, it's kind of our thing, it's like we got Sunday to have the day off, and then after that, it was Monday. It was like we didn't talk anything about Oregon. It was all straight to U of A. We're at a 1-game season at this point. We can finish out the season 1-0 against a team that everybody in this area hates. So, it's exciting to go out here and get a win for them. And, obviously the fans deserve it. The seniors deserve it. Coach Dillingham and all the staff deserves it. So, obviously, it's our job to go out there and execute and win. So, I think we have a really good plan going into this week.
So, it wasn't probably the season that you guys had hoped for as a team, but this weekend a win means what?
I think honestly it just means progress. Obviously, when you have a season like this, you want to, if the best we can do to finish on top. Like this is our bowl game. Obviously, everyone knows how much this game means. So I think this would be some really good momentum to carry into the off season. Obviously has a little bit more meaning to it. I think we win this game. Obviously it's one game better than last year, but that's obviously showing just one more. And a lot of games, it's crazy how much last year's season, this year's season kind of compare, and they're kind of similar. How many close games we lost and how many things we do that. But a lot of things are just, I think my difference between this year and last year was this year it was a lot of things we self-inflicted on ourselves not to win some of the close games. So I think it's one of those things now that, going into this offseason, like we know how good we could be, we know how good we could have been, but if we win this game, it kind of sets us on a good note going into the offseason.
Do you forget the past when you can beat a rivalry team like this?
I don't think you forget about the past, but I definitely think it wipes it away for a little bit. Obviously beating U of A would definitely mean a lot, obviously for the state, for us, for as a team, but, obviously no one's going to forget. Me personally, I'm not going to forget how bad we lost to Utah. I'm not going to forget how bad we lost to Oregon. Like that's going to it's going to bother me the offseason. I think it should bother everybody. I think going in and when you go into the weight room and you look at some of those scores of the games we lost, it should bother you. So, obviously when you're going to look at that U of A score and you see a win, obviously going to mean a lot, but at the end of the day, going into the next couple of weeks and you're going to see everything else, you're going to look at that record and go, we could have been so much better than that. So I think it still means a lot, but I don't think you forget about it.
Do you fight a little bit harder as a team because it's U of A?
Oh yeah, obviously. In a rivalry game like this, obviously everything means a little bit more. You might play with 110% on every Saturday, but this one might be 115%. So it's one of those things where we're all going to play our hearts out, and it's all going to mean a lot to us. And as long as we keep a level head and play smart, I think we're going to be able to come out on top of this one.
Jalin, you've kind of touched on it, having a level head, and you're a pretty fiery guy, especially out there on the field. So what is kind of the advice, and what is the advice that you give to yourself, when you just kind of got to keep it in check a little bit? There's a couple guys who said the cleaner game usually wins this game.
I know this is so dumb, but whenever I'm mad and I know I'm going to do something dumb, I think about how bad my mom and dad would whip me if they saw me do it, when I was in 5th grade. So that's kind of how I was. I grew up literally being a fire kid. I used to, I won't say I cheap shot at kids, but I would definitely take it a little bit out sometimes. So, it's just for me. Obviously it's just about playing smart. There's no, you're one targeting away, you're one dumb hit away, you're one punch away from getting kicked out, not being able to affect the game. So, for guys like, obviously some of the older guys, the vets that have played in this game before, and guys that just mean a lot to the team and that are going to have a big role on Saturday, I think it's just very important for them to not do anything down to get kicked out of this game, because once you do, I promise you, if you could have made a play, you could have done this to change the game, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. So I think it's all about just being smart, even having like the scout team guys like poke at us today and just bother us, but like being annoying, like just doing dumb things. So I think as long as you just, like, hey, walk away, hey, next play, whatever, just go whoop their tail on the next play, do it in between the whistles. So I think that's the best advice I can give.
Jalin, you talk about the fans. This week is actually known in Tempe as Hate Week, U of A week. Do you know how much it means to the fans to beat U of A?
Oh, yeah, everything. I mean, for the fans, it's crazy because I know fans that have talked about, hey, if you win this game, we will forget everything about the season. I'm like, oh, that's crazy. But, I mean, hey, but I respect it. But, hey, beating U of A, that means a lot. It means a lot. So for us, obviously, the fans really do deserve a win. Like, I can't stress enough. The fans have done such a great job this year, even with us struggling, and especially for the seniors and the coaches as well. They deserve to go out and get this one. So I'm excited to see what we can do, go out there and, play a really good team. U of A is a really good football team. I'll sit here and say it. They give credit where credit's due. So they're a really good team. They're coached well. Obviously, they do a lot of good things on offense and defense. That freshman quarterback's done a great job. But, I think if we do what we're supposed to, we play level-headed, we can really come out on top of this one. And the whole town of Tempe is going to be quite a scene on Saturday night if we win this one for sure.